Good evening, everyone. This is Clayton Sorensen, Cash Money Clay here, and this is day 2 of the Outlaws Bootcamp. So today, what we are going to be going over is we're going to be going over scanners, going through all the different stuff, the site settings on them, what we have in there. We're going to be going structure of the markets, going to do markups, we're going to do trend lines. We're going to be working on different things like that and candles and tonight. So that's what we're going to start with tonight. What I want to start with tonight is I want to with the candles. I'm going to show you guys something about candlesticks. Okay. And anybody can get this. This is a free PDF that you can get downloaded to your computer. And this teaches you how to read candles. This book here. It's the Candlestick Trading Bible, and it is free download. So, and this is highly recommend this one here. This one really has changed and made you see more into the markets as you start trading, is what you start seeing as of this Candlestick Trading Bible. So I know it has changed a lot for me and a lot of other people too. So I definitely recommend going through this. It is a little long and it's very detailed stuff, and it will help you understand what candles are and wicks, what they mean. They do mean something. They absolutely do mean something. So that's what and now we're going to move over to charts. So we're going to go back into I am Academy. Let's get it loaded up here. Got to go all through the security stuff. And then we're going to go up to strategies up here. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do a couple different things. So I know there's different strategies. Everybody has different strategies. And I'm going to show you something of like what I do. I know there's other people on the team doing, they're very successful at it too. They're doing very well at it. So, and it's very basic, very simple what to do, of the markets. So I'm going to pick, I'm going to do a couple different scanners here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with the impulse scanner. Oop, not the right one. Let's try this one. Impulse scanner. Go down here. It didn't let me click on it. So this is the impulse scanner. This is one of the scanners that is highly like used in our trading platform. This is one I use a lot too. And what I do trade, I trade gold. So gold is a commodity. So it'd be here is commodity. A lot of people's stuff will come up 4x. People up 4x up here. Mine is set to commodities, and I have mine. You can star these. So off to the side, you can actually star these and what you want here. So like mine is started with gold. And so when I pop into it, it loads up, it's gold right away, first thing. So that's, I don't want anything else anything else to come up besides that there. So I think you go over to, oh, I might have went into the wrong spot. That may be my fault there. I did. I'll have to find that. So, but otherwise, to get back to the scanner here, we are on crude. I need to go to gold. Sorry about that. So, and this is the 1 minute time frame. So you can change all your settings all over here off to the side on this panel, above the alert panel up here. So you can have the 1, 5, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour, and the day candle chart too. So that's pretty simple, pretty easy through there. You can change them through here, but I recommend this is faster over here. And more likely you use all these over here. So up here is you can hide these arrows. So these arrows up here on the screen, you can hide them. You hide them, you can turn them off, turn them on. You can have them hidden if you want. And then you can actually hide everything, all the indicators, everything off of there. And you can hide the arrows, which this is called naked charting right here. It's just candles and that's it. That's all you see. That's just it. So you can turn everything off. So there's turn everything back on. And then they have other ones like your overall trend, like a micro trend. It might be somewhere in the distance back down here from today's trading. Because I don't think, yeah, it's right here is this micro trend right down here. So it's way down there from where it started this morning. So, but there's that one. There's other ones too. I got to get back up to the top up here quick. There is the micro pivot one. So you got like little micro pivots it does for you on here. Not really. There's another micro pivot. So they got different ones on here. Some of these, and then they got the highs and lows of the market stuff too here. So they got actually arrows on here, the highs and lows of different areas. So you can kind of see where the highs and lows of stuff are at. But that's pretty much, and then a little micro, like here's some, this is actually a volume bar of areas over here too. So it's called micro volume. So it gives you what the volume is of certain points of where the market's at, the structure of it, where the most volume of it is. So, but otherwise, off to the side here, we're gonna go left side to start at the top. So this is where you can find all your your trend line, where you go in to find those. You can find your horizontal line and like horizontal ray also too, and your vertical lines in here too for charting. So and then we can go down the next one down like fib. So this is our Fibonacci tool here, and this one the next one down. So this is the most used one. It's most at top. You can star these, so they're starred. You can even bring them out to here, so they're already out here on your screen. So everyone that you star will pop up out here. So you can pop all these out here on the charts if you want to. So you have them already up there, so you don't have to go into them. And then over here, you got your brush, highlighter, rectangles. I use a lot of rectangles. So that one would be a good one for me to start to bring up here too. So that's a really good one to have for me. And then, this is just text stuff here, not really used a lot. Other type of patterns and stuff that you can use. And then there is your long position, which is you want to take your trades. That's where, you get in trade to figure out your parameters. This is what you would use right here for the long, for a buy. So definitely want that one. Short is for sells. Definitely want that one. So that's all that stuff is actually on there. It's good to have on your chart too, to have it up there. So, and I did that for some reason. And then, so that's the one I would actually have up there. As all these is what I would have. I really wouldn't need anything else, but you can have anything you want. There's different arrows you can put on here. Say, hey, I see in an area, you can put an arrow on or something, too. So there's just different things you're measuring. So you measure the measure, if you needed to measure something on here of like, okay, how far was this move to here? So you could actually just take your measuring tool, come up to the top, move 798 pips off of that. Just a nice little easy measuring bar if you needed to see something and see something else. So it's 104 bars is what it equals to. So it's a good tool to use. I do use that one a lot too, actually. So, and that's pretty much, it's pretty much basic stuff here. I don't have to really use much of anything else. That is the basic tools on this stuff to use on the scanner alone. So, but we can get into, the next step is when you come onto this chart, you're basically looking at something like this. How do you where do you find like, structure of the markets? Where do you, how do you find something like that in the areas? Because the areas is already on there. So basically, what I do is everything that is a whole number. Okay. So like what I'll do, I'll put a line down. So let's say like let's start up here at 2050, right on the dot. Say I can't get it right on the, get it pretty close. 2050.01. Come up here to the settings wheel, the little cogwheel looking thing right up here. Hit the settings, go into coordinates, and it will have it right there where you can just get it down right to where you want it to be at. So, and then you hit OK, and you want to lock it into place so it stays there. You don't want it so it's actually there. It stays there. Okay. So those are like, that's a structure area right there. And then you go every 5. So you want to go every 5. So the next one would be 20 2045.00, which you can come in here and type it in. Very easy. Same thing, lock it into place. So that's different structure of areas, whole numbers. We want whole numbers into the market. All we're looking for is whole numbers. So the next one is 2000 or 2040 is the next one. So I'm going to mark a couple up here. I'll just make it easier. So there's that. So boom, that's done. Right in the spot, locked it in. Done. So I'm going to do a couple more here. And then I'm going to show you, I will show you something here that's very, very cool to see. In these markets, you'll start seeing things. So 2035.00 500 is the next one. Lock it into place. So here's lock into place there. Okay. So what I like to do otherwise, as you can see as the structure of the market, I'm going to take these candles off. I'm going to turn it over to a 5-minute 5-minute time frame. And then as you can see on this 5-minute time frame, you see how these areas, how the market respects these areas. See how it respected here, breakthrough, came back down, did a bunch of retests, and then shot back up off that 2040. So that's a good test and rebreak area. So here's another area here. See how it come up to it, did a test, went up, broke through, came back, retested that area, and then continued to work up. It just a retest area of the breaks. Just watch the whole numbers. They work great. So, and what I also do, I give an area about a 50 pips above and a 50 pips below. So this is the next thing I'm going to show you how to put on the chart. And this is a rectangle thing I do here. So it's going to be 2045.50, which is going to be it's going to be close. And then 2044.50. And I'm going to just mark it in. You go up here to coordinates. Okay. So basically, I'm going to get this down to 50. I'm going to get this one to 50. Boom, it's done. So the question is, I know a lot of this, I have my settings set a little different. So basically you can extend it. If you don't have this thing on, that's what it's going to look like right here. You got to have the extension right and extension left out, and it goes across the whole thing. So you know that's the area that it's in, right? Like that right there. You go and change colors, any color you want. You change the outline to to green. And then like I kind of like the greenish look. It kind of breaks some stuff up for me. You can pick any color you want really. And then I just lock the whole thing into place, and that's exactly what it is. So 50 pips above, 50 pips below. You guys can blow this, make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. Put that on. So that's what it looks like. That's what your number should look like, and that's what it should be. on the rest of them. So as you can see, as it breaks these areas, it retests. So you can see exactly what these areas are doing. So it's very simple to do. So I'm just doing the same thing down here. And this is where you sit on the charts and you actually just sit there and mark these up, on your charts. And it's very, very simple to do, just like that. 2040.5, 2039.5, 50 pips below, 50 pips above. It's very easy to do. And this is something that I do all the time. So this is, as you can see how it respects those areas. So it gives you kind of an area of entry zone for buys up above this, and it gives you entries for, like, if the market's trending down, you want to give like entries for this market to drop. So that's how I mark my charts up on here on the impulse. It's very easy to do, very simple to do off of this. And then what I will do also too is I want to show you, like, I know there's stuff about like trend lines and stuff into the market too. And like this is very, very simple. As you more times you mark this up, the more better you'll be at it. It's something, it's consistency. So like as you see as this in the market here, this is a high in the market, overall market right here. This is a low of the market. So you're kind of following this top side of this trend. I'm going to zoom back in, and you're just going to take it off this candle body. You want to take it off a red one. So on the top, you take it off the top of a red candle to another red top of a candle. And I'll show you the other vice versa. So this is basically what this is here, like this trend line. Perfect. And this is another way of just drawing an easy, pretty simple trend line. All you're doing is waiting for this thing to break the line, and it did a small little retest here. I mean, it's basically break, enter in, and let the trade go. Pretty much. Pretty simple. Very simple. We had and this is another thing. If I'm going to do this quick. So I'm going to mark my 2015 area down here really quick for you guys so you can see, because it'll make a lot of, when you have this in here and see this, you'll definitely see this. Let me get this in here quick. Type it in. 50, so 50 pips above, and then 50 pips below it. So boom, there you guys go. So that was that area where it was just kind of hovering in. As you see, it was just kind of breaking and just kind of just hovering through it, respecting that 2015 area. So, and this is how you kind of just, you end up watching this on the impulse scanner, watching the blue line cross the red. So we watched this break this morning, and we're going to I'm going to draw this bottom trend line too, so it's all in there. There's a bottom trend line just in case, obviously if it broke below, if it breaks below, that's what it is. That's what it kind of looks like right there overall. If it broke below, this thing was going to keep falling. So you could have entered into a trade down below here. But since it broke back up above, as you see, we were above the 200 EMA, the blue line's at 200 EMA. So that's the estimating 200, last estimating of 200 candles is what that line means. And we have smaller moving average lines in the center here. So the blue one is, we really watch the blue and the red lines inside here. So when they're crossing like this, when they're super tight with each other, that means you kind of just like hold back and not like, you're just going to watch the market break. You're going to draw some trend lines, watch the market break out of this area, out of the structure. Because when it starts doing this, you just got to wait and be patient and sit on your hands. I know it's hard to do, but you just got to be able just to be patient. This really makes you patient It makes you a lot better trader when you can just sit there and watch stuff happen. And when you see something break, this is a good entry up here. So you could go back to the 1 minute time frame and actually see what this thing looks like on a 1 minute time frame. Get back down here. So on the 1 minute, this is what it looks like on the 1 minute. So it looks like it's very consolidated in this market right here. It's consolidated for a long time in here. And then as you see, a good entry reason right here is it broke through. And there's a retest here. And then it broke up. You could have entered here into the market. You could have waited to come up a little bit more if you wanted to. There's another breakdown, retest back up here. It's just respecting, it was bouncing off the top of that line, so off the top of the trend line. So you know your trend line's in a great spot. You know it's in a good spot when it's just retesting that. And then you wait for this blue candle to close, you enter here into the market. You know, you would have had a little bit, you know, you would have entered, this would have been an entry up here. Otherwise, if you missed it, you could have re-entered here and got in here. So there's different entry reasons that you could have got into the market. So that's break of structure. This is break of structure and retest of structure here is what this is here of the trend lines. So there is a little difference. So we're going to kind of work the way up into this now and just kind of go up this section. And now if you totally miss this down here, don't worry, don't panic. Very simple, okay? This is what's called re-entries, which we all like to say is the Bonnie and Clyde strategy. So this is where we can take some nice re-entries off of this here. So basically, when you start seeing a pullback happen in the market like this down here, you can take your trend line from top of the red top body to all the way down here like this and have a trend lines down here. So when this thing breaks and closes up above your trend line, you enter into the market. You entered right here. You could have took this trade and ran this thing right up into the market. Very easy. Missed that one. Here's another one. Here's another re-entry idea right here. Re-entry right here. You know what's pretty cool about this other scenarios too is when you start reading that candlestick, the candlestick Bible, you're going to see a golfing candle right here. You got a golfing candle. You have a reversal candle on this red one. So you guess what? That's going to be indication knowing that this thing is going to continue to keep going on up for a buy. So we're buying into the market. You know, our 200 EMAs down here, we are looking for buys. That's all we're looking for. We're not looking for sales. We're not looking for anything like that. We're looking for buys. So and that's, you can do the Bonnie and Clyde entries a lot, you know, up through here. There's a lot of different ones that you can take. It got up to another structure level up here at this 25 area where it kind of sat here and hovered around it. But this is where you can sit here and just watch it and then let it break again, you know. So if you have a 25, let's go. I'm trying to get it close as I can to this. There we go, like a 25 area right there. That's a nice area right here in the market of 25. So it was bouncing around in here. So quite a bit. So the best reason entry idea off of this is, okay, you look for candles of possible signs of like this thing to head back up, see what it's going to do. Like, is there golfing candles or reversal candles? We got golfing candle here. We got two of them. We got signs that this thing wants to work back up into the market, that it does want to shoot back up. They're right here and right here. But another thing is too, this 5-minute chart too will take a lot of that work off the 1 minute out of it too. Okay. So this is a very good, simple way to do this. obviously Bonnie and Clyde right there. You got a re-entry golfing candle there. You got another re-entry off a two candle back here too. So this is um this is a very entry, like you can enter up here, might have got, and then here's another entry here, which then it continued to work up into the market on the 5 minute. So there's different re-entries. So like this re-entry right here, boom. There's another one back up here at this 2035 range. There's another re-entry. You could check this back up and load this up up higher up into the market. There's different re-entries on this Bonnie and Clyde strategy too here. And also, which is another thing too, is like break and retest the structure. Okay. Breed or break and retest of structure. Let me get this one put in here because this is going to be very, very good one right here. So 20, 35, 50, we got to get that all set up in there. So this right here, lock into place. I'm going to take this out of here. So if you're not just like you're watching this, you can sit here and actually, it broke through the 230, this 2035 area broke through, come back down, see it as a red candle down here, got down in here and retested that area in there. That is a retest. And then you wait for a blue candle, finish out, enter here, and take it back up again. That's break and retest of structure is what that is. It's still like a re-entry of a Bonnie and Clyde strategy. It's the same thing, but it's breaking structure, coming back down, retesting structure, and bouncing off of it like a slingshot and going back up, continuing to work up. So it's just working as a boom, pop up and keep going is what that's doing. So that's exactly what it's telling me to do. Enter. You know, um, and this is where you can just start taking start drawing your lines in here for re-entries. Just nice easy patterns in here in the market as you see. So you can go back and actually read and see what how much this is retested. As you see down here at this 2015 level, you can see how much it's been around this area down here. A lot. It was bouncing off of it. And then finally it broke here, finally. And then it kind of went down a little bit. So, which if you have it all up and normal, and this is another thing what you're going to learn too in the candlestick stuff is patterns of a market. So this is coming up here like this and then slowly working down and then continue to work up. It's called a flagpole, a flag pattern is what they call that. So it comes up from the bottom and then slowly works down and then boom, breaks out to the upside. That's another reason that okay, you gotta be patient, wait, draw your top of your trend and watch that thing break through watch it break through your trend line, and then take your entry here. So that's a lot of different good scenarios in there of actually taking re-entry trades, of getting back into the markets. There is teaching on like one candle pullbacks, making sure it's just a one candle pullback and re-entry back into the market again. So there's some teaching on this, how to get into these one candle pullbacks on a 5-minute time frame, which is very easy to do. Of telling you like, okay, this candle came out with a flat bottom, no wick at the bottom, and finished out blue. Guess what? Hit the buy button, wait for it to finish out, and closes blue. Get into the trade. It's pretty simple. Pretty really, really, really simple to do. That was a pretty easy one. Really re-entry there. This one here, this one will get most people. This would be the hardest one to actually get back into, to get into a trade. But as you're on the 1 minute, you're going to be able to see it too. So there is a difference of back of 1 to 5. Obviously, more candles on the 1, but it's more choppy. This is more clean, more. This takes out all the little micro little candles that are on the 1 minute. You know, so you can actually see on this chart is you can really get into good entries on the 5 minute candle based chart and not have very little drawdown at all on the 5 minute chart. So as long as your trade with the trend of the market too. So like this here, all this here, we are looking for buys, 100% buys, green, 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 buy, all the way up, you know, from here on up, buys, still looking for buys, because when this changes back over and goes back down below this, you're going to be looking for sales. So this blue line will turn to red. As you can see, a little bit of red. You see how it's red here coming down through. So that's, you know, pull back in the market. So back down, going down. So looking for sales in the market. But, and that's the overall, like, but blue, when you see blue like this, you better be hitting the buy button. You better not be taking sells. I would stay with buys, because you do not want to sell. You don't want to go against the market, because you'll probably lose it probably most of the time. I can't even tell you a percentage on that, but it's got to be the percentage of winning on something like this, of just finding a sell. It's not very high. It's got to be in the 20s or 10s at least. So this is very good right here of just an overall blue candle, green day, awesome day of taking buys up in the market. So this is how I would do this here. Absolutely looking for stuff. So we do have signs of reversal. Like we do have a doji candle sitting up here. That's telling us like eventually this thing could actually drop in the market. There's actually a high in the market right there at this candle. So that's telling us. And you'll learn what that candle means is it's a possible sign of dropping. So what you would do, so I'm going to tell you, so this is going to be a looking sign for a reversal in the markets. Okay, there is steps to this. So the steps is, of course, you got to have a trend line up there. So where do you start a trend line? So we're going to look for blues. We want to look for blues on the bottom side. So we're going to draw a trend line from this point of the market right down here, and then where it taps this section here, and just kind of draw it through. Okay. So there's the first step. So first step, identifying reversal candle right here. Number 2, trend line. 3, down arrows. We want down arrows to start to happen in the market. So we need down arrows into the market. We need sellers to start coming into the market to sell. Like the blue line right here did not cross over that red. This is going to be the 4th and key step. Blue line has to cross back over, be pointing down, be below the red for the 4th indication. Right now, this is not a trade. This is not a trade to actually get into. This is where you want to be patient. You got to have clearance, a clear spot where it breaks away a little bit, where you're going to have some gap in there of a little bit of white in between the blue and the red. That's the 4th indication. Like, take the trade for a sell. This would be a point of a reversal trade into the market for a reverse here. So that's an absolutely good. It's a good sign of a sell. So this trade is actually setting up in front of us right now. So this is actually a good example of a possible reversal into the market. But we would have to be very patient with it right now, because as you see, it almost came up and hit our trend line up here. It popped back up to go up. So this is where you just be patient. If it breaks back above, it's no good anymore. You got to readjust trend lines. So if it breaks above that, the trade is no good. Everything's invalid. So just to have that, keep that in mind too there. So that's pretty, I mean, it's a really easy reversal strategy. It works for, and it everything continues to work the other way. Even for a buy into the market, it works that way too. So everything's flipped over. So your trend line would actually be on top. It'd be at another at a like it was down here would be a sign of like, you know, to go back up your reversal. Say the market was been going down, it would be a sign of breakout up to the top side. And we did have a candle down here. This was basically telling you this is a pattern down. I'm going to let you guys figure out what that is because I know exactly what that is. And this is where I want you guys to do homework. So this is actually a pattern down here. So, and it's a sign of going back up. So this is a great opportunity. If you do, is to go back up in the market for a reverse back up. So as it did for many pips. So good sign of reversal right here for a sell. When it does set up, it possibly could work down. So that is, this is very easy, very strategy I use every day on the markets. And this works on Forex pairs also the same way too. People trade Forex pairs. So I can, and I trade a lot of gold, and this is what I trade and go by whole numbers off of this. So this is very easy, very simple. This is the simplest thing out there is just watching this break and retest strategy, watching it break trend lines, watching for re-entries in the market. That's all I do. That is all I do is watch this stuff. It is keep it simple, keep it easy. It's basic. I've done very well at this. Trust me. Done lots. Done very well at this. The Forex side, I'm just going to go over here. We're going to do a quick little thing, and I'm going to show you some whole numbers. As you can see, what I have labeled over here, I do trade Forex pairs every so often when they're ready. So Euro USD, GBP USD. It's on Euro USD up here. It'll tell you in the top left-hand corner over here by the impulse. It'll tell you exactly what it is. So, and we're going to do like, basically we're doing full numbers again. Simple. So basically we want right at 1.000 all the way down 00. That's whole number. So there's one there. Pretty simple. Yeah. I think I was off of it just a little bit. No, that was right. That's right there. That's correct. So that would be a whole number. That'd be your first whole number right there. And then you can just take your whole numbers back off of that. So let me lock this one into place. And then as you can see back in here into the market, what it has done, respected in here, as you see. So and then there your next whole number is going to be what's that over here? There it is. You're gonna look at right there. I hit it right on the dot. 1.10.005 is going to be your next whole number into the market. That's exactly what it's going to be. Like just like that right there. Pretty easy. Lock that one into place right there. So yeah, that's, I mean, it's, and you just basically go off these whole numbers. And I see it. I'm going to do one down below farther too. I should have went down. So I want to do like right here is my next one. 1.09500. So you can take the micro pips off it there. So there, as you see on this here, you see how it's respected this. Very, very simple as a respected area down there in the market on there. So you could sit there and easily on and do the same thing. Do exactly the same. Get your box out here and do your numbers here on this too. So I'm trying to, you can mark your zones up like that, and then you can get them down to like 4, 5, and then because these are going to be just a hair different, so and that's what it'd be. So when you go 50 pips below, 50 pips above, that's what it is, and that's the areas that you can watch on this. Pretty simple to take, and so you can see as you work in areas of zones and stuff like that, is you can watch it like break out. Had a small, didn't quite come back and retested the area. So, I mean, you can, depending on how you trade, you can catch a lot of that stuff. So as you see, it's in these areas a lot. So you can scalp, take a lot of a lot of little trades in these areas. So that's, I mean, that's another way of trading these areas too. And the micro trends and stuff work the same way on these charts too. So they called micro trend, called one out down here in the arrow. So, and as it, no, it's going up yet. So pretty simple. And on the currency pair side, and it works with any currency pair. You just gotta adapt to the numbers and learn the numbers and stuff too, because everyone is a little different too. I can find one here that's different. UJ's a little different this way too, so their numbers are a little different. It's the same thing. So you're looking for numbers. You're looking one at 40, 45 in here. So 45 would be down farther, and then you just 45 and then 50. That's what your ranges would be in here. So that's way up there. So and then like 45, 40, you would do the same thing. That's all you would do. That's exactly all you would do in here. The same thing. So everything works just by whole numbers. But that's pretty much like it works good on, and you can even do stuff like whole numbers on like say if you want to do silver, trading silver too. Whole numbers work on silver too. Everything works the same off this stuff. So um I think even like crude oil will work off it. Platinum will work too if you do just stick with whole numbers. That's all really you need to do. Stick with whole numbers. And then you'll start seeing things, mark your chart up, mark it all up, and then you'll really start to see things into the market of seeing these retest areas and knowing when to re-enter into areas too. So, but this is a good way. This is what I basically wanted to go over tonight. So we're going to keep it nice and short. So basically we went over markups. We went over the scanner, where everything that the tools and everything, how to get them up on your screen. We went over the whole numbers structure in the market. Went over trend lines. We went over re-entries, buying and fly strategy. We went over break and retest strategy. We went over reversal strategies tonight. So that's all the stuff that we have covered, and that's what is what we're going to cover tonight.